Oh, it's an honor to have you up here. Sports and hip hop with DJ Mad Max. You know what it is. The one and only, man. How's your night going?
Everything's good, man. I'm about to head to the studio in a second.
Yeah. How many songs are you going to cook up?
She ain't no telling, man. When I get in there, just magic happens.
Oh. How many songs do you usually do when you go to the studio? Is it just random and sporadic, or do you kind of have an idea in your head how many you want to record?
Well, it depends on like what I'm working towards. Like, since I got like my project done, the project I'm about to drop, I'm just like free for all right now. But before it was just like I know I gotta get at least 3 songs out at a time, 3 songs. But now it's just like building up the catalog, making sure everything lit.
Mm-hmm. Just mentioned the new project. What are the expectations for this project? Is this going to be the one that puts that real attention on you? This is going to be the one.
It's that one. It's that one. Show for show.
What's it going to be about this one? That's going to be. Is it the beats? Is it your lyrics? Is it the vibes on them? Is it the features in accordance with what you got? Oh, it's the features too.
Yeah, it's a little mixture of everything you just said. The vibes, the beats, my material I'm putting in there, the features. You know, it's about to be spicy, real deal. That's one of the songs on the project, Spicy.
Spicy. It's gonna be fire. I want to get into your beginnings of hip hop and growing up in Florida. Let's start there. Tell me your story of growing up in Florida and your introduction to hip hop.
Florida is real different, man. Florida, especially with the music, like with the music in Florida is like, it took some time for it to evolve to where it's at right now. And, growing up, we used to look up to like people like Cash Money, you looking up to Jay-Z, the Tupacs, the Biggies, So coming from Florida, it's like those people don't really represent our lifestyle. So for us to look up and, embrace the culture of what hip hop is and then put a little spin on it, put that southern mix to it, it was everything because that's all you was looking up to, people from the East Coast, West Coast. And, Florida had to find its own identity, so it could be accepted in this world. And right now, I feel like we having our time with it.
Mm-hmm. How much did Outkast inspire you?
Oh, Outkast too. Outkast is a major key. With the Outkast, I would say they inspired the artist side of me. Just to be free, like free range with this shit. It's not really like being in a box. Like how 3 Stacks like gave it up. It's like if you fuck with 3 Stacks, then you're a different kind of individual.
Mm-hmm. Something that separates you from trap artists is that you tell stories in your songs. It's different. It's not the same old cliche trap hip hop. It's different. Right. I feel as though you have a message to say in your music. You have something to say. You have something that you want your fans to know about. And for people that may not be hooked on you yet, what's something that you can say that you tell in your music that you can attract the listeners up here tonight into checking you out?
If you listen to Yung Dred, I talk about my life. I talk about how I came up from nothing for real, like being an independent artist and really doing it in this industry. And so if you ever think like, hey man, I can't make this happen, or how do I go about breaking in this industry? I'm definitely a person you need to tap in with, even if it ain't on the music shit, just to even chop it up with me on some, like pick my brain and figure out how I did it like this. Coming from where I'm from, like a lot of artists, I know they got managers and 100 different other people behind the scenes, but when you come down here, it's a one-stop shop. So to know that, people don't really know like how, like, you feel me? Like, I'm really doing this, like for real.
Not I know you are.
Toot my own horn, like I'm really doing this. So 100%. My message to my fans and everybody out there is let them know that, sky's the limits. Whatever you want to, anything you want to attack, just have structure, belief, and build the right team and shit should work out.
Mm-hmm. A couple questions that I have for you is because I remember listening to one of your songs off of Plaga Montana and you saying that if you're not really about this, I'm charging you extra for your feature.
This guy here is spicy, man.
Oh, how do you feel about these artists that are faking their lifestyles out here and not living what
Exactly
they
like
say
I
in their
said in the
raps?
song. I don't knock them, you know, but I am gonna charge you extra for faking the funk because I know what it take to really come from doing this and doing that and actually breaking into this industry where, you know, really like the street dudes, they don't really like spending their money in this industry. So it's like, you know, if you ain't really about what I'm talking about, then I really can't. Not saying I can't rock with you, but I am gonna charge you extra just because, you know what I'm saying? If you, especially if you portraying this shit and you're not really doing it. I don't even know if I could do a song if I don't believe it. So in that case, you know, if it was like a situation where it made sense and I knew they wasn't about that life, I would definitely charge them extra.
Mhm. What would it take for you to decline a feature to say that, oh no, you're not getting one? Would it have to be a rat such as, you know, the industry's rat right now is running around in New York? Would it be something to that level where you're just, I'm not doing a song with you?
Yeah, like I just had a show. I just had a show like a few days ago. One of the artists that was opening up, um, he wanted me like to sit there and listen to his music, or he was like, "Yo, if you listen to my music, I'll get a feature with you." Like that right there is like, who you like? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean if I sit here and listen to your music? So you basically trying to have me hostage, and that ain't going. So it's certain ways how you go about things in this industry that, you know, certain people are thirsty for the feature. Certain people are like, oh shit, okay, let me listen to what you got. But I'm built off principles. So you ain't just gonna tell me what to do, first of all.
Mhm.
And if it was presented to me differently, I probably would have sat there and listened to it. But how it was presented to me, it was no respect there. So it was just like, you know, so I can't really say like which way. It's all off the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't got nobody that's really blocking my moves. I'm calling my moves, you know?
Mhm.
So if I ain't feeling it, then it really ain't going. It's songs I do for free. I just did a song for somebody out my city for free, and it's already getting played in the club. The song not even out yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about respect and how you approach me because, you know, first impression is everything. So make sure when you tapping in with artists out here that you look up to or you want to work with, make sure you present it right because just off of that alone, that could mess up your relationship with them.
Mhm. Who's that legend that you would love to get in the studio with and collaborate on a track? I know Fat Joe played your music before. He's a
Yep.
supporter of what you're doing. That's a legend.
Yeah, shout out Joe, man. That's the homie right there.
Mm-hmm.
Who's an artist that I would love to work with?
That's a legend on legendary status.
Oh, legendary status. Legendary status. You know, it don't get higher than, you know, like people like Jay-Z and shit
Mm-hmm.
like that. So legendary status coming from the bottom to the top. I would love to do a song with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? On some play shit. Like, yeah, I listen to the blueprint. I understand the blueprint. I understand the things you were saying when people wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be in it to understand what they're saying. It may take you 5 years for it to hit, 10 years for it to hit. But then you're like, okay, that's what the hell he was talking about. Yeah, so shout out Jay-Z. Like, that's the GOAT when it comes down to the business and the music industry and everything going on. It's like, that's ideal who I would want to work with.
What is Yung Dred's blueprint?
Young Dred's blueprint is, you know, it's a similar story. It's a similar story from coming from, you know, from the bottom and having to find your way. I done been in every label meeting, you know what I'm saying? They done told me things that made me look at them like, all right, okay. You feel me? So my blueprint is just, you know, independent grind, you know, having to figure it out. But once I figured it out, it's like, who could stop it?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said on that song, Got It, like, I came from nothing, ain't nothing gonna stop me. At that point, it's like I done mastered what I'm doing. You feel me?
Fact.
I'm overseas touring. You know what I'm saying? Without a big agency that's determining when I'm on the road. You know what I'm saying? I'm on World Star like every day. You know what I'm saying? These are
Fact.
things I used to be looking up to. Man, I wish I could get on World Star. I can't wait till I'm on World Star now. Now it's like I could shoot a video today, it'll be up there tomorrow. So my blueprint is just, staying consistent, believing in what you believe in, never giving up, building the right team around you. You know what I'm saying? Not just your homeboys. You got to build a team around you that want to see you win, to understand where you're trying to go with it, and entrepreneurship. That's what I represent. I represent entrepreneurship and being your own boss, for sure.
As we can see the example right there on your chain, YTC. Tell me about putting that together. How'd that construction come together? You got it added on you too.
Well, my brother, my older brother, Richie West. Shout out Richie West. YTC was the label that he had, when we was Jits. He had the vision. He put the Young Trillionaire clique together. I believed in it, and I just put it on my back and just ran like a bat out of hell with it. You feel me? So I represent these three letters, man.
100%. Is this going to be the new generation's Bad Boy Records eventually?
You heard it here.
You heard it.
You heard it here.
Oh, there's thousands of artists that are coming out of Atlanta, the Florida era, especially the Florida areas right now, such as Miami, Tampa Bay, of course. What's the key to really standing out and get your name out there?
That blueprint. That blueprint is like...
That blueprint's key.
That blueprint's key, man. Like, no matter what's going on, what trends is going on, what clout chasing stuff's going on, like, if you follow me, you notice I'm never going for like I'm not doing nothing that doesn't represent who Yung Dred is. So I'm never gonna be chasing clout. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be me, and I'm just gonna work as hard as I can. Like, I'm gonna let that be my clout, how hard I work. You know what I'm saying? So, because when people talk to me and be like, damn, bro, like, you really, like, y'all are really the one-stop shop when it comes to this shit. Like, that's not just because we woke up and said, hey, man, we want to have all this shit going on. We had to work for it. So at this point, I can humbly say that I'm in a position where I always wanted to be in independently. It's like a blessing.
You think it's better being independent than signing to a label? Because you're moving, you're working, you're making money, you're happy, you're satisfied. What would be something that would make you just say, you know what, I'm going to sign to a label today? If they were to come forward, here's the contract, what would it have to be?
A big old check. They're going to have to cut a big old check, and it's going to have to make a whole lot of sense. And if it's just a big old check that don't make sense, I'm straight on that.
Mm-hmm. Is that what's not coming across in these interviews when you go to these record labels? It's the check?
So, yeah, well, it's not it's all right. See, this is what I look at for when I'm dealing with a label. I want to understand what's your priority. Am I going to be a priority in the situation? Am I going to be somebody that you just put on the roster and say, I got this boy on the roster? Or you going to treat me like, you know what I'm saying, like how I should be treated? And if that's the way, then I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm with building, because I done built this from the dirt. So it's like, a label's the machine for sure. So I feel like with my machine and their machine, then ain't no stopping this, Optimus Prime type shit. So it's like, that's all I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the right label to understand exactly what we got going on and want to put that same time and energy behind it. And, and we could definitely work something out. I feel like it's going to be more of a label venture than me being signed to a label. I feel like it's going to be a partnership.
Out of all the meetings that you had at these labels, or things that you've read up on or heard from other artists in which it's good news and it's positive, what label does impress you from what you've heard or seen or experienced?
See, that's a hard question, because I like different things. I like certain things that certain labels do, then there's certain things I'll be like, So it's like, not to, shit on any label or anything, but, what I can say is, it depends on the situation. Like, for me, I feel like the best situation, I don't want to stop any blessings from coming. So I'm just going to say, everybody's situation is different, you know? So I can't really say what's better than this label than the other label because everybody's different. Their genre of music's different. The way they market is different. So, you know, I'm looking for the best situation that fits my situation. What fits me may not be good for the next person. You know, I'm highly invested, so I can't just take a couple, you know, 100,000 and be like, nah, I got 100. That's not to be on no shit. I'm just saying, like, it got to make more sense than that. It got to make more sense. You know, it's people from my city that sign deals and stuff. Like after we done pushed the narrative of this Tampa shit, and you know, it's a few artists that caught deals, but you know, everybody's situation is different. That's not the type of deal I'll be looking for. So it just got to make sense. Everybody's situation different.
And Tampa's going crazy right now, not only with their artists, but in sports. Tom Brady winning you guys a Super Bowl. How about the Tampa Bay Rays beating
Come on, man.
up?
Tampa's up right now. That's why that song with me and Hot Boy, Everything's Up, yo, that shit dropped on Super Bowl. So the energy out here when that dropped was like, man, the Bucks just won the Super Bowl, first city in the city to play in the city and win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady being here is just like, it's like crazy. It's very much crazy. So, man, shout out to the whole Tampa Bay area. Shout out to the Rays. Shout out to Lightning. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Everything's up and it's stuck. We done upgraded.
That's right. You're 100% right. And how long have you known Hot Boy for? Getting to that record that you dropped on the Super Bowl.
Me and Hot Boy, I didn't know him too much before we did the record, but through the ties and stuff, we had ties through, you know, mutual friends and stuff. So it was easy to get it done. Like I sent the record and the record came back the same night. So the energy was definitely there. We shot the video the next day and it was a hurricane in the city. So it was like he still came out, pulled up, shot the video. Due to it being a hurricane, it didn't stop nothing. You know, we Florida boys. It's a different kind of energy out here, man.
I need your take on New York rappers because I'm a critic about this because I want New York rappers to have their sound. I want Florida rappers, Atlanta rappers to have their sound because that's what makes us all different. If you have one sound, there's no variation and everything sounds the same and it's become one lane and one sound and that's not good at the same time. How do you feel about New York rappers that sound like you guys down there in Florida?
That says it right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do I feel about New York rappers that sound like dudes in Florida? It's not, you're not gonna, like, coming from New York, you're not gonna get the full respect in your city because they know that's not it. It's just like me trying to sound like a New York rapper. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, hell wrong with Dred? Like, the boy jocking the whole style. Like, it's people from my city that try to sound like Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it, but it don't get respected. You know what I'm saying? You might have a few clicks. You might have people saying that shit hard or whatever, but it's deeper than that. You want that shit to really like resonate with the people and like for them to fuck with you, you know? So I would say stay true to who you are. I think that's the best way to do it. Like you gotta find your niche, but you gotta, you know, you go out there and experiment, try different styles, different flows and whatever. But once you understand, like you gotta be true to yourself because your hometown gonna show you the love first that you need to take this shit out the country and I mean out your state, out your city. So I would say stay true to what you are and what you come from because people would accept it, you know what I mean, and respect it.
I totally agree with what you said, man. I do. I want to get into the new track that you just dropped, Overload. It's going crazy.
Let's get it, man. Overload featuring Lil Gotit, man. YTC YSL. Slap.
That's doing numbers right now. World Star, COVID really hasn't stopped you. You continue to push along. Vaccines are coming out. They're still in dire straits, but things are supposedly going back to normal here. Performances have been limited due to COVID. That's what really hit the music industry this year, but you've still been thriving and succeeding during this time. And that's the people who thrive right now are going to thrive when everything's back to normal because those others are going to be left behind.
Yep. It's a marathon, man. When COVID came, we didn't know how long it was going to last, but that didn't stop the work. You know, we kept working. We kept putting this shit together. I actually start working even harder. To tell you the truth, I dropped 3 projects last year. I was gonna drop one at the top of the year, but I'm just hitting them with singles right now. I got over 50 songs in the vault, so I'm just ready to pull a whole lot of triggers right now. You know, I got about 10 out of those 50, 10 of them are features. So it's, you know, shit's up right now. Like you said, like anybody that was working in the pandemic, I feel like it was for the artists that were like trying to definitely like solidify their position in this game. I feel like I definitely did that with the work, the content. You know, everything has changed. Like even from my feature prices to the show prices to just even doing interviews, how I'm doing interviews, I could see like all the energy and all the juice I done put out there, how crazy it's going right now.
You're doing numbers. You are doing numbers. You're working on a new project. You have a lot coming, a lot on the way. When can we expect this new project? You think you're going to drop it for summer? Is it going to be a summer banger?
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a summer banger for sure. It's on the way. When I say on the way, that shit is like basically here.
Mm-hmm. Anything else, man? Is there anything else? You know, now's the time. Anything you got to promote? Anything?
Shit. Just go check that. Everything's up. We had 3 million. We just cracked 3 million like a few days ago. Featuring Hot Boy. That's on radio in like 40 cities right now. So make sure y'all go request that at your local city. And go get that Overload featuring Lil Gotit, man. Album on the way. Whole lot of YTC shit.
That's right. You already heard it. Make sure you tell them where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you go check out the music, Yung Dred. Apple Music. Go download it first. Yeah. That's the real
Apple
supporters.
Music. Yeah, search me up on Apple Music, Spotify, YUNGDRED, Yung Dred. And come follow me on Instagram, YUNGDREDYTC, Yung Dred YTC. Fuck with me.
Yung Dred, I want to thank you for coming on the show for an interview. You're always welcome. Once you drop the new project, you know, we'd love to have you back on.
Yeah, let's do it. You know I got you, bro.
No doubt. I want you to take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Go make those hits.
Yes, sir. I got you, Brody.
Yep. Peace.
Peace.